us now about a fascinating service journey. And as it's connected to her PP, she's going to be filmed, I think, by one of her friends. That's quite okay. Please. Thanks, Katie.
Thank you for the beautiful piano. And today I'm going to talk about charity, which is beautiful as well. I believe everyone here are involved in charity in some way, since we just had our charity ball last week. Well, guess what? I'm involved in charity as well. Starting from grade 2, me and my mom got connected with a group of children the same age as me, who lives in a rural mountain of Sichuan. We organize about 15 people in our class and regularly donate money, send books, write letters, and even visited them. I still remember 4 years ago when I was in grade 6 and first came to Keystone. I stood on this exact same stage introducing this project and felt so confident about the kind of impact that we made. The charity project ended when the children graduated from their primary school. Since then, I always wanted to reflect on this journey and see in what areas that we help the children the most. Is it financially, by sending a total of more than 60,000 RMB? Or is it the books that we sent, the letters that we made, and the visit we paid to them that makes them feel warm and eventually became more confident and open? Starting from March, I reached out to the students we helped, as well as their parents and their teachers. After about 4 months of conversation and interviews, I evaluated the cases and analyzed what kind of role we made in shaping them. There is a student who got out of the mountain and studied outside. By analyzing with the teacher, we concluded that it's mostly his mother who is very passionate about his education. There is also a student who gets very confident and open, but I hear from her that it's her teacher who always encourages her. To my sadness, I found that our help hasn't made the kind of impact I expected, financially or psychologically. In general, people seem like still follow their own path, and it doesn't really matter whether we have existed or not. So I started to interview people in other kinds of organizations that also aim to help people in poverty and learn from them how they approach this problem. I first looked at social enterprises and I interviewed the founder of Shanshui Partner, a social enterprise that hires poor villagers who live in environment conservation areas as beekeepers for their natural honey industry. Social enterprises approach the poverty issue by linking the supply of the villagers with the market demand, which make their help very sustainable. However, social enterprises like Shanshui Partner are not replicable. We can't apply the honey industry logic to help every place with a poverty issue, because the honey market will explode if we suddenly have thousands and hundreds of new industries selling honeys. So then I studied how government is helping people in poverty. Government systems consider poverty reduction as one of their important goals. And the benefit of government system on poverty issue is that it's widely applicable. They don't need to create a new industry because there's a lot of government-owned businesses that provide job opportunities. However, government also faces their own challenges. Mr. T is a government official who led one of the poverty reduction projects in southwest of China. And he told me that although it's easier to provide a job to the people, but there's a lot of difficulties of persuading unoccupied villagers to make the change in their life, because many don't have that desire of making the change. A few years ago, when Mr. T went to the village in southwest of China, he and his colleagues oversee over 100 families under poverty, and they don't really have the time to make an acquaintance with every single one of them. But for the past 9 months, I'm able to connect to just 10 of the children in poverty very closely. Because we're at the same age, we get to know each other very well. Outside of the regular questions and the small interviews that we have, we support for each other. Although we are very different individuals, we hold on to each other. And this is not something about social status, not about some, like, one side believe in their superiority of rescuing the other side. And what I believe it is the genuine care between people and people that what sparks all these great charity organizations, all these great projects to happen. At the start of the presentation, I put this image of many hands joining together, and I would like to end my speech with it. Just like those hands, we're not alone in this whole charity thing. Knowing our role and the kind of impact we're capable of making is important. But at the same time, we're not alone. Every act of kindness potentially benefits the whole. Individual work raises public awareness for holding social responsibilities, which increases the demand for products with a good cost. And the success of social enterprises would encourage for-profit companies to invest on it. And eventually there will be less places the government need to interfere. So, let's not give up. Let's be optimistic. Let's continue to be kind and make the impact in our own ways. Thank you.
Thank you.